There is a place on this planet where entire ships, aircraft, and their crews are said to vanish without a trace, often without a single distress signal or piece of wreckage, and this place has fascinated, terrified, and confused people for generations. The region, known worldwide as the Bermuda Triangle, is roughly bounded by 3 points: Miami, Florida to the west, San Juan, Puerto Rico to the south, and Bermuda to the north, forming a vast triangle that stretches over an estimated 500,000 square miles of the Atlantic Ocean. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle as a hotspot for unexplained disappearances did not emerge from centuries of sailor folklore, as many might think, but from a single article published in 1964 by writer Vincent Gaddis, who coined the term and promoted it in his book Invisible Horizons, blending real naval incidents with speculation and dramatization. From that point on, stories began to multiply. Accounts of vessels vanishing in calm seas, pilots losing navigation in clear skies, and rescue missions disappearing without explanation, all of which helped cement the Bermuda Triangle as a modern myth in popular culture. One of the most famous cases that helped define the mystery is Flight 19, a squadron of 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers that vanished during a training exercise on December 5, 1945, with all 14 crew members lost and no wreckage ever recovered, followed shortly by the disappearance of a rescue plane sent to search for them, which itself vanished with 13 more crew on board. While this event is often presented as evidence of some mysterious force at work, the truth is more grounded in human error, poor weather conditions, malfunctioning navigational instruments, and the overwhelming size of the Atlantic Ocean, which makes it extremely difficult to locate downed aircraft or sunken ships. According to a detailed analysis by the U.S. Navy and National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, Flight 19 likely became disoriented, flew far off course, and ran out of fuel, ultimately crashing into the ocean. A tragedy, but not an unexplainable one. Despite this, the narrative of vanishing aircraft and ships persisted, and other famous cases like the USS Cyclops, which disappeared in 1918 with over 300 people on board, or the abandoned schooner Carroll A. Deering, found in 1921 with its crew mysteriously gone, were added to the mythos, further feeding the mystery. However, in nearly every case, deeper investigation reveals natural explanations, ranging from storms and rogue waves to mechanical failure and navigational mistakes, many of which are amplified by the harsh and unpredictable conditions of the open ocean. One scientific theory that gained attention is the possibility of methane hydrate eruptions from the seabed, which could reduce the water's density and cause ships to sink rapidly, but no such eruption has ever been conclusively linked to an actual disappearance in the Bermuda Triangle, and the conditions required for such events are extremely rare. Another idea involves magnetic anomalies interfering with compasses and aircraft instruments, yet studies by NOAA show that magnetic variations in the region are minor and well documented, and do not present any greater threat to navigation than in other parts of the globe. Perhaps the most practical explanation lies in the Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current that flows through the triangle and can quickly carry debris far from the site of an accident, making wreckage nearly impossible to locate and contributing to the illusion that things simply vanish. Furthermore, the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most heavily traveled shipping lanes and flight paths in the world, meaning that statistically, more accidents will naturally occur there, simply due to the sheer volume of traffic passing through it daily. When insurance companies like Lloyd's of London, which assess global maritime risk, state that the Bermuda Triangle does not pose any unusual danger or higher incident rate compared to other ocean regions, it becomes clear that the area's reputation is largely driven by media exaggeration rather than data. In fact, a 2003 report from the U.S. Coast Guard concluded that the number of incidents in the Triangle is not significantly greater, proportionally, than in any other heavily traveled region of the world, and that no official agency recognizes the Bermuda Triangle as a real hazard. This hasn't stopped pop culture from turning the Triangle into a symbol of mystery, spawning countless documentaries, novels, movies, and conspiracy theories involving aliens, time warps, lost civilizations, and even connections to Atlantis, ideas that are entertaining, but entirely unsupported by scientific evidence. Interestingly, if you carefully map the coordinates of many incidents attributed to the Bermuda Triangle, you'll find that a number of them actually fall outside the commonly accepted boundaries. suggesting that the triangle itself is a flexible concept shaped to fit whatever story is being told. At the core of the legend is a very human tendency, our desire to find meaning in chaos, to assign supernatural causes to things we cannot immediately explain, and to turn real tragedies into myths that live on long after the facts are forgotten. The Bermuda Triangle has become a perfect storm of real events, media storytelling, and our collective fascination with the unknown. A storm not made of wind and waves, but of narrative and imagination. In truth, the Atlantic Ocean is vast, unforgiving, and incredibly powerful. And most of what we label as mysterious disappears not because of aliens or portals, but because nature, technology, and human error intersect in unpredictable and often tragic ways. And yet the myth remains, because mysteries endure when they feed our need to wonder, and because sometimes the idea of the unknown is more captivating than any answer could ever be. Subscribe us for more videos.